Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mudassir Ijaz. Welcome to the my channel Proc Tech. Today in this tutorial, I will show you how to upload or import the Excel sheet from your computer to your database. First of all, I will show you how it's work, and that is my import file.php. And I make a refresh. Here I select the file, and now first of all, you have to sorry. First of all, you have to create a database where you want to store data. I create name, age, and country. And here is my Excel sheet where I have some of the data. And now I import this data to my database. So go to this and choose the file. And this is my file book one. Open the file and submit it. So I think it's submitted successfully. Now we check our database. It's submitted or not. So you all of know that it successfully import our file. Now go to our code and we'll explore this how this work. First of all, you have to create the Excel sheet in your computer. That is the my Excel sheet, and you have to place some of your data here. And after this, you have to save this file in the CSV format. Save this file in the CSV format. And after this, that is my form and form button. I make an input field, and that is my submit button. And I use the encryption type multi-part form data that we used for sending the file. And I give the action import file to go to the next file, and that is the code for my import the data to import Excel sheet to my database. And first of all, you have to create the connection. That is the connection, and a sheet is my database name. And I use the if set function that dollar sign post submit file, and dollar sign file, and I access and I use the dollar sign files, and that is my file name and state temporary name. I store the temporary name of file in the dollar sign file. And after this, I use the f open function is used for to file open, and r is for read only. So uh, f open in php. It had different f open have different root like r w, and these are go there. And f open file function open a file or url, and it have different parameters like r is used for on read only, and r plus start at the beginning. You have different so many exist parameters in the f open, so you have to read these. And but here we use the r because we only have to read the our excel file. After this, I use the while. Why I use the while? Because I use the while because while have the ability to store all the data, and it run again and again until it find no data. And here I use the fget csv function of my php. And now here is the question: what is fget function in php? Go to this. Fget function is used to parse a line from an open file. And as you all know that first of all we open the file. Why we open the file? Because our fget function parse a line from our open file and checking for an CSV field. That's why we used to store our import our Excel field in CSV format. It has three parameters: file, length, separator, and enclosure. File mean required file name, and length, the length of our data, and separator optional. That is the optional, but we used mostly the commas. And now go to our code. Fget function files open. What is files open? Here I store my file open, and I give its length 1000 and separated by comma. It's not equal to false means that if it's not equal to that, then it show the data at name location. Dollar I get the three variables: dollar name, age, and country. And in CSV at array index 0, I store index 0, I store this dollar sign name. Index 1, I store in age, and on and index 2 on country. After that, I use the insert query, my SQLi query. That is my database name, and use the insert into. Import is the my table name, values, dollar sign name, age, and country. Means that it at 0 index it store the name, at 1 index it store the age, and at 2 index it store my country name. So that I have used the array indexes to store our data and save it and go to our data, and again we have to wait for this. I showed you here. If I have add q and 2212 qwat and file save. Why it fails? Because it's give me an error that it is in CSV format, but I yes, do you want to keep using this format? Yes. And now go to our browser, refresh the page, choose our file book 1 and submit this. I think it submits successfully. Here I go to this and refresh my page. Here is my new data, name 0 a0, and that is q data, our new data, and it's easy and it successfully import our data. So in this way, you have to import your Excel file and other files. First of all, these are the only three steps. You have to create the Excel file and store, save it with the CSV format, .csv format. And then you have to open the file by the help of fopen function, and then use the CSV, get CSV function of the PHP, and store the data on the specific index where you want to store the name. You also store the name on one index and zero index, but as my data is in a name, age, and country format, so I used to use the zero index for name and for one index for age and two index for country. So thank you so much for watching my video. In this way, you have to store your you have to import your Excel file to your database. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching my video. Allah Hafiz.